Are you looking to host your own virtual event but don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'll go over some tips and tools to help your virtual event be a success. Virtual events are the latest trend being picked up by both experienced business owners and people just starting out. Apart from the obvious benefits in cost and time of holding an event online, they offer an opportunity to have a larger impact than your physical event may have ever had. If you're excited about the prospects of hosting a virtual event, then I urge you to understand how they actually work. Then, I'll take you through some details on how to host a virtual event, as well as some tools you can use to make your event a success. So how does a virtual event even work? Now, there are a lot of different approaches on how to host a virtual event, but in general, most virtual events have a host, a lineup of speakers, and event attendees who sign up with their name and email addresses in exchange for access to the content. Now, that's certainly one way to do it, but now more than ever, people are using live streaming platforms as a way to host virtual events. But more on that later. The most common is an interview format where an event host poses a series of questions to the speaker. The speakers receive these questions in advance and have time to think about and prepare their answers. Or the speakers have their own presentations to present to the virtual event attendees and then take questions at the end of their presentations. A well-run virtual event takes a lot of work. So let's talk about what you need to lay out first before even thinking about putting on your virtual event. First, and probably the most important question you need to ask yourself is, who is hosting the event? Are you going to be the host, or will you bring someone else in for the hosting duties? This can be tricky, as you might be marketing this as your event, so if you bring in someone else to host, you need to take that into consideration when you go to promote your event. You don't want to confuse people on whose event it actually is, even if you have a separate host for your event. Also, you need to know what you are going to be responsible for. Are you going to be doing it all, or are you subbing out duties like graphic design elements, video packages, speaker invites, and promoting your event on social media? Defining your own duties will greatly ensure you have a successful event. Nothing says amateur more than just slinging something together on the fly without knowing the what and who are responsible for what. So how do you go about putting this all together? Yeah, it's a huge undertaking, but I'm here to help you with some tips and tools that will better help you along this journey. First is make a plan. Nothing successful, for the most part, ever succeeded without being planned out first. Make a spreadsheet or a Trello board to list out everything you need to do in order for this event to happen. And when I say list it all out, I mean list it all out. From all the who, where, and how, to assigning responsibilities to people that are going to help you answer the who, where, and how questions. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Remember that as we go through this video. Next is going to be, where are you hosting your virtual event? By this, I mean, is it going to be on your social media accounts, your own website, or a combination of the two? Knowing this will better help you develop the event's agenda, speaker list, and what you'll need prep-wise to start putting your virtual event together. This step is incredibly important, as it'll better help not only yourself, but your speakers and attendees know how they'll access your event. If they don't know, they won't show. Knowing where your event will take place will also help you begin to start how to put it all together. For instance, what platform will you use to host your event? What graphic elements might you need? Do you need any video packages created? And who's going to create all of these? Will there be any learning curve that speakers or attendees will need to know in order to watch your event? This all needs to be laid out beforehand to save yourself some massive headaches in the end. Because if you wait till closer to the actual event to figure all this out, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Next is going to be a tool to use to host your virtual event, and that's going to be StreamYard. StreamYard is a third-party live streaming platform that allows you to live stream to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitch, and with RTMP. You can add your own graphic design elements, bring in video packages, and have up to 6 people on screen at the same time. Their multicasting capabilities also allow you to live stream your event to several platforms at once without having to create separate streams on each platform. Another great feature of StreamYard is for your speakers. There are no apps or softwares to download for them to join your event. You simply just send them a link to their email or direct messenger and they just click on it and they're good to go. Finding and inviting speakers to your virtual event might seem like one of the hardest parts about putting together an event, but actually, it's really not. Most people in your industry are more than willing to be a part of these events, especially if they know they'll have the opportunity to help themselves or their own brand. Reach out to people you already know in your industry to see if they would like to be a part of your event. Again, most will jump at the opportunity if they know it will benefit their brand as well, which honestly, it always does. Now don't just email blast everyone from your friends list or on your LinkedIn account. That's the fastest way to turn people off from speaking at your event. Be professional, be courteous, and above all, respect their time and availability. Now that you know the where and the who, you can start to think about what else you'll need to put on your event. For instance, who's going to speak when and on what topics. This will help you put together your event's agenda. Your agenda is crucial as it helps you set the tone of your entire event. You don't want someone that has more of a technical presentation to kick things off. You'll want someone that's upbeat and energetic to get your event going off so your audience gets into your event as quickly as possible. Think about attending a sporting event. When they introduce the players, that's setting the stage of the excitement of the crowd. They don't have someone just reading off names and positions. They have someone that has flair and is energetic to get the crowd pumped up and into the game before it even begins. Take notes from these events and adapt them to yours. You won't believe the difference it can make to your entire event. So we know where your event is going to be. We know who is going to be speaking at your event. Now we need to get the word out on your event. So how do you go about doing that? Well, it's simple, really. Use your connections. Social media is a great way to get the word out that you're hosting a virtual event. I mean, social media is supposed to be social, right? So get social and really start promoting your event across all of your social media channels. Create an event on Facebook so people know when, where, how, and why they can attend your event. Have a landing page to collect names and emails to help promote your event. Create graphics to share on social media and to give to your speakers so they too can use their reach on social media to get the word out. Another very useful thing to do is create individual speaker graphics for each of your speakers. This way they can have their own unique branding to share with their own audience, and it gives them a sense of how important they are to the success of your event. So there you have it, some basic tips and tools to help you put together a virtual event. If you have any questions on anything I covered or didn't cover in this video, make sure to drop them in the comments section and I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as I can. Good luck, and I hope you found these tips and tools valuable to helping you put on your next virtual event.